Ms. Jagriti Singh, Advocate of Delhi High Court. Then Dr. Reema Bakadui, Principal of NEF Law College. And the last but not least name, Dr. Bhavan Barua. He is a teacher, a lecturer in Guwahati University. First and foremost, we will be starting with views and suggestions of Mr. Miguel from Spain.
Okay, it's working.
My name is Miguel Gallardo. Miguel Gallardo. I know that it is as difficult to pronounce as it is for me to pronounce most of your names. So now we are in the same matter. Okay. Secondly, first, even before my own name, I must to say thank you to Dr. Awarwal. I hope that I pronounced it properly. That invited me to share my concerns, and I think that he's wrong in something very, very important. He thought that I have something to teach or explain, but honestly speaking, I think that they have much better questions than any answer. So I hope that you can share some questions, but don't expect too much answering from me. What can I offer as a background for questions is our history with the Madrid attacks. But before I speak about the mistakes, the terrible mistakes, the failures of the police and of the Spanish judiciary system, including the trial, and even after the trial, I can tell you some real stories that you can check in the net quite easily. In Google, I will provide some keywords that can bring you information about what not to repeat anyway. You cannot imagine how violent was some arguments in the press between politicians, and how sad it is to see the chief of the scientific police in a trial accused of manipulation of evidence in something so serious like to show some people the evidences. And in the judiciary side, I have something to laugh. You cannot believe that the wife of the president of the court of the trial of the Madrid attacks was fired. She was the boss of the press communication relationships with the press in the Madrid High Court, and she was fired because she published a book with the secrets of his husband, that was the president of the court. This is not serious. I can make some jokes on that side of the marriage secrets of the trial, okay? But even before I start with some approaches to the identification and estimation of the danger and the will to people, I think that we must make an historiographical approach. There is history and there is historiography. Like there is criminology and there is criminalistics. I try to mean that before we make an opinion and before the judge take a decision, there is a lot of hard work to do. The first one that I suggested in Spain 4.5 years ago was to learn from the past. So the terrorism didn't start 5.5 years ago. And what can be considered, and what must be considered before we try to learn from a terrorist attack is from previous one. So that is what I did using my memory, my personal memory, because I was in Argentina on 1995. Some months after a terrible attack that the name is AMIA, A-M-I-A. If you use AMIA and you ask for English news about AMIA, you will find a very, very useful history, 40 years long, that didn't finish it. So the lesson of that history for us, that we had the trial last year, is that 14 years after the macro, the big terrorist attack, the story didn't finish. So I have no hope that the Spanish police and judiciary story will finish in the next 10 years or so. And you are now just starting to understand the key points, whatever they are. I am not going to give too many opinions about what are the key points for the police investigation or for the justice evidence. But whatever they are, the historical vision is very important. It's one of the directions to take care of. The other one is the geography. So even if there never a terrorist attack is equal to any other one, it's like a crime, nobody makes the same crime 2 times completely equal. There is no way to understand a crime without a little bit of criminality. And in my opinion, there is no way to understand a terrorist attack without I repeat the word, historiographical. History is first level approach. You must be very much more accurate with the language that I can be in this language. But the point is to distinguish history, that is like the sentence of the people, from historiography, that is the evidence for the professional historian. Okay? So if we are speaking about the evidence law, no country has a perfect evidence law. So it is very easy for me to speak very critically about the Spanish evidence law. It's more or less from the same time of the Indian evidence law. I remember quite easily that the Spanish evidence law is from 1881. So the legislature, the parliament that approved that law more than 1 century and 50 years ago, couldn't imagine what kind of evidence we, the Spanish people, could find and must understand and explain in a court of law. But that's the way it is. That are the rules that never anybody can choose by themselves. Nobody must choose the rules of the game that we must play from the legal, from the advocacy, the attorney's point of view, or from the expert witnessing that I am going to introduce. My approach is the one that I am concerned about. I am just a criminologist, not a lawyer, and an engineer at the same time. So I think that I am a little bit better on criminalistics. That is something that in Spain is only possible to study in the police, or study many things simultaneously or for the same purposes, that is technology and criminology. But the point is not the subject of the university, the point is the book or the jurisprudence that you can use to make an evidence